500,000 people in England and Wales experienced sexual assault last year. Today, we are talking about what the data actually shows and what most people get wrong about it. Estimated 900,000 people aged 16 and over in England and Wales experienced sexual assault or attempted sexual assault in the year ending March 2025. That's around 1.9% of the population. According to ONS data, of those affected, an estimated 739,000 were women and 162,000 were men. This means that roughly 3 in 100 women and 1 in 100 men are victims of this offense. Police recorded 209,000 sexual offenses in England and Wales in the year ending March 2025. This is an 11% increase from the previous year. Most people believe that the UK courts go easy on sexual offenses, but available data tells a more complicated story. Once a rape case actually reaches the Crown Prosecution Service, conviction rates are relatively high and have been rising. Recent CPS data shows a conviction rate of 63.4% for rape. The bottleneck happens earlier, at the police investigation stage, long before a case ever reaches the courtroom. Fewer than 10% of rapes reported to the police are ever sent to the CPS for a charging decision in the first place. In other words, the justice system isn't necessarily failing at the trial or verdict stage. It's failing earlier, in how cases are investigated, supported, pushed forward, or finally dropped before they ever reach the courts. Now, let us look at the case of Saleh Aslan. In March 2026, Mr. Aslan of Hellwood was sentenced at Liverpool Crown Court after being found guilty of 18 sexual offenses against 4 teenagers in South Liverpool. This included 15 counts of sexual assault, 2 counts of attempted rape and rape. He was jailed for 20 years, plus an additional 5 years on extended license. He will be required to register as a sex offender for life. The investigating officer described Mr. Aslan as a sexual predator who targeted young and vulnerable teenagers who, despite the trauma, found the strength to go through a full trial because Mr. Aslan denied the charges. This case shows what the system looks like when it works the way it's supposed to. A thorough investigation, charges that actually reaches the court, and a sentence that reflects the severity of the crime. What does the law say? The Sexual Offences Act of 2003 is the core piece of legislation governing sexual offences in England and Wales. It defines rape, sexual assault, and assault by penetration, and sets the legal definition of consent, that a person agrees by choice and has the freedom and capacity to make that choice. We will go through other laws that sit aside the Sexual Offences Act. Cyber flashing became a criminal offense in January 2024 under Section 187 of the Online Safety Act. Cyber flashing became an offense in January 2024, and it carries a maximum of 2 years imprisonment and/or unlimited fine. Stalking is another offense under the Protection from Harassment Act of 1997. Basic stalking carries up to 6 months imprisonment if sentenced in the magistrate court. Stalking causes fear of violence or serious alarm or distress with a substantial impact on the victim's daily life. The maximum sentence was doubled in April 2017 to 10 years imprisonment. Separately, the Stalking Protection Act of 2019 allows the court to impose stalking protection orders. Breaching one of these orders carries up to 5 years imprisonment. Sexual Offences Act of 2003. It is a specific offense to engage in sexual activity in the presence of a child or a person with mental disorder that impedes their ability to consent. Both of these offenses carry a maximum of 10 years imprisonment. Another offense is the sexual activity with a corpse. This currently carries maximum of 2 years imprisonment and is under Section 70 of the Sexual Offences Act of 2003. This number of imprisonment is set to change under the proposed Crime and Policing Bill, which will raise the maximum to 7 years for penetrative act, and the newly criminalized non-penetrative sexual touching of a corpse will be a maximum of 5 years imprisonment. Now, these are what you should do if sexual offense has been committed against you. you should contact Sexual Assault Referral Center, SAC. They provide confidential medical, forensic, and emotional support, whether or not you want to report it to the police. SAC can store forensic evidence, even if you're not ready to report straight away. Another thing you should do is to contact Rape Crisis England and Wales. They provide 24/7 online support. You can also report it to the police by calling 101 or 999 in case of emergency. Remember, as a victim of sexual offense, you have the right to lifelong anonymity under UK law. I, as the jury, helping you know your rights and protecting them is my duty.